That's the prelude to the end. The United States champion lining it up.
Oh, torpedo Moscow! Is that going to be it? Right back up. Boom with an H-bomb. Dragunov into the cover. And Dragunov dethrones Zayn. Wow.
Here is your winner.
And new United States champion, Ilya Dragunov! I know I've said it.
But there is a vision that includes Becky Lynch. And then it's win-win for you. You can have a hot husband at home and an adorable oracle on the road. No need for an answer right now? Think about it.
Listen to me, you penguin-faced prick. Your snake oil salesman crap doesn't work on me, okay? I don't like you. I have never liked you. I have never trusted you. But neither did my husband. But unlike the people whose coattails you rode on, he didn't need you. He used you. He knew that you were going to turn on him. He's actually a little surprised it took you so long.
In 3, 2, 1, clap.
Huh?
Benoit balls.
I still think Kevin Sullivan did it.
I'm Aubrey Edwards. I'm not a wrestler.
Tony's quick sniffs of the week.
No, just my dickhead friends causing concussions and shit. All right, never mind.
There's barbecue sauce. So good, half your face don't work.
With Hogan that close up on the fucking camera reminds me of my racist uncle. I know you ain't listening, but you know who you are, you fucking racist.
Uncle Oh my God, for real, don't tell me that's his name. Oh, no way. I was kidding. I swear to God. That was just the first thing that came to my head. It was the first thing.
Welcome to the Top of Wrestling with your hosts ODM and the Professor.
Good Wrestling Day. I am the Professor, Mark Fantasia. He is ODM, Joe Rizzo. We are the Top of Wrestling Podcast. And we're here like we are every week, every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. 9 a.m. if you're on the California time. I say that because that's where I was when this show started. That's how long we've been going here. Very, very long time, and we're keeping it going, and this is season 6. Still going. And this week, we got news, we got results, we got bringing to the table, we got reliving the Monday Night Wars 25 years later with No Mercy 2000. Was it a good pay-per-view? Was it a bad pay-per-view? On paper, a lot of the matches looked good. I'll say it that way. And this week, we figured it out on the fly last week, off air, if I'm not mistaken. And this week's top topic, we decided after the AJ Styles John Cena match at Crown Jewel, which, became a pretty big tribute fest, if you will, to all their past rivals. We decided, let's go back and do just their feud alone. We've done a couple of feuds where we give trilogies a nod. And this week we're talking John Cena, AJ Styles, wrestling psychology. That's basically what these guys bring to the table in every one of their matches is wrestling psychology 101. So I'm excited to talk about that this week. Plus, we got news coming up right now. But before I do that, I have to introduce ODM, the guy who's a little distracted. Hey, I'm just fucking with you. What's up, man?
Hey, fella. Yeah, man, we've been going a long time. We're closing in on 300 episodes. Whoever would have fucking thought that? That's fucking insane. It's the bye week, so we got that going for us. And yeah, man, I think we're really starting to come into our own with top topics. We We were texting about No Mercy last night, a couple nights ago, something like that. And we kind of stumbled across another top topic as something that, we've kind of offhand discussed during the wars, but it'd be really something interesting to dive into, really dissect. So I'm looking forward to that one too.
And you know what? I'll even give a little bit of a tease. Has to do with Austin.
Yep, there you go.
Which I think is a great thing. But it was just like one of those things that just kind of spiraled. We're like, ooh,
yeah,
good show. Or a topic idea. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, we're going to dive in. Sorry. We're going to dive into the news here. First, I got to say, Spotify.
Like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, calm the fuck down. Look, I haven't really... I noticed recently, but I never mentioned it on our show, that Spotify likes to label their chapters of our show.
Using AI.
Just from using AI, and usually if you scan through, if like we're talking about Vince Russo being a piece of shit, it'll be like Vince Russo. It'll say something where it knows the topic. The one last week was a little rough. Towards the end of the show,
it was
the hidden track area. It says Wheezy's House Rules and Spooks. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Spotify.
All I could think of was it almost sounded like an Always Sunny episode name. The gang talks about spooks. It was
rough. So easy, Spotify.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort and letting people know what we're talking about.
Just don't do it.
Just don't. Not
just
like
stop.
that. So Mo from Men on a Mission, Bobby Horn, passed away at the age of 58. It's funny because he looked 58 when he was with Men on a Mission in 1994. Right. I swear to fucking God, he looked so old back then. But he passed away recently. And it's funny because I was like, I'm pretty sure Mabel Viscera is dead. And I had to double check. He did pass away, and it was in 2014.
Okay. It's fun. And it's not funny. I shouldn't say it's funny. Again, almost 300 episodes. A lot of wrestlers have passed away from the time we started this show to now. We should do a tournament. Wrestlers that have died during the run of this podcast tournament.
The best one.
Who would Nikki Bella want to see at the induction ceremony?
I'd be happy to see Luke Harper again and Bray Wyatt, get all the Wyatts back together. It'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
In Japan this past week, a lot of stuff went down. First, there was a great photo online of CM Punk with Yota Tsuji and Hiromu Takahashi of LIJ. And I was like, both of the LIJ. And I was like, that's just fucking cool. Because I don't know where Yota Tsuji's English speaking skills are at, but fuck, he's a big dude. He's the size of Damian Priest. Mm-hmm. He would be great in WWE. But outside of that, Rhea Ripley suffered a broken nose. Bad. Nakamura got out there and the crowd lost their shit. And when he got in the ring, they threw streamers, old school style, which I love.
Yeah,
it
was awesome.
It was good to see him get his moment there. And then AJ Styles at the end of the night was the Queen of the Ball, if you want to call it. He was the one where everybody was in the ring, and it was all about AJ Styles because it's likely his last time in Japan, and he said he's going to be retiring in 2026. And Ivar and CM Punk are the two guys that held him up, which I thought was cool. Everybody was in the ring, but Nakamura was translating everything AJ Styles was saying. He was translating it to the crowd, which was just so cool, man. Like them all the way back to Wrestle Kingdom 10, their
epic match,
WrestleMania 34 match. Where it was kind of a weird letdown, but just either way, really cool to see Styles get his flowers in Japan.
Absolutely, and all the heels were at the top of the ramp, right? Because they're heels, they don't wanna, but they still showed a little bit of respect. So that was kind of cool. There was a lot of other pictures of the superstars of the roster just out and about in Japan. One was they were on a boat, and Io does a backflip like a moonsault off the side of the boat. It was fucking great for multiple reasons.
It's a little difficult to watch her All right, she was on CVV, and she...
Well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Never mind.
That's my point, is I don't want to do it, man, but, like, listening to her, like, every sentence takes an extra 30 seconds with her trying to figure out how to say the right wording. But my favorite thing, what hobbies do you like? She goes, oh, I like napping. And I was like, oh, good girl, right after my heart. Good for you. I like sleeping.
I saw the one clip she was asking, why do Americans eat cookie dough?
The cookie dough?
And she's like, just smiling and laughing, and she kept asking, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not even American. And then she kept going, why do you guys eat? And he's like, I'm not American, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, it went right over her head that he's not from America, but she's like, Canada, that's like the 51st state, right? Yeah. That was funny. So, and then the other great thing I liked seeing was all the stars out that were at the Niners-Falcons game. We all know Bailey is a very big 49ers fan, and she was there with the Usos, Imone, Lyra, Roxanne Perez, LA Knight, and even CM Punk. And it was funny because Punk is sitting down, everybody's all kind of hanging out, having some drinks. He's just sitting down watching the game. And Bailey gets over with the camera. She goes, I invited his wife, but he came instead. Dude. And then there's videos they showed on Raw that them meeting or hanging with like George Kittle and all those guys like that. So it was pretty cool, like seeing all them together doing that stuff. Another cool thing in news, not major, but the city of Calgary announced they named a bridge after Stu Hart. It's now the Stu Hart Memorial Bridge. Just awesome how epic his name is to the town. And then I saw a photo recently. It was Bret Hart and a lot of the family all sitting around. Bret was in the center. He is Stu Hart now. He looks like the Stu Hart. He is Stu
what
Hart
you gotta do is you gotta take your arm like this and spin it around.
And apply the sharpshooter. Weird one. At SmackDown, the sign that was confiscated, Paige, come home. Paige here. Oh my God, that's the next sign. Wherever I fucking go to the next show, Paige here.
Paige here.
So it's just weird they took that.
It is.
Like, for what reason?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I could think is they just are trying to avoid fans hijacking stuff, like the Daniel Bryan thing. They kind of went the opposite way with that. They tried to shut it down, and then they're like, "Fuck it, we're just going to embrace it and run with it." They were doing that with somebody. The whole Karrion Kross thing, right? They didn't capitalize on that. So it's probably them just saying like, no, we're going to put the kibosh on that right now. She ain't coming
Paige
home.
not here.
Yeah.
So, fuck Vince Russo. This dude has a take. He has a take in a 2025 wrestling era. He feels like he still has something to give. He hasn't done dick in the business since his stint in TNA in 2002. And I don't think really much sense. And this dude, like every week, he's like, no one cares about her anymore, bro. She's got to go. Becky Lynch, she's lost it and passed her time. Both of them are fucking shining on Raw better than ever for some weird reason. And I even loved a Becky Lynch promo this weekend, or this past week on Raw with what she did with Heyman. And this guy goes, Triple H, out of touch. He's clueless. Bruce Pritchard, clueless. Brian James, Road Dogg, clueless. He goes, they're putting paint on the MFTs and thinking, yeah, you slap some paint on them and people are going to think it's something different and cool. Bro, that's not what's working. No, bro, you dumb fuck. They've been doing that since, like, I don't know, 2011, maybe even longer. I don't know, however long they were in New Japan or even before that. Tama Tonga, the way he came out, that was his old school paint, like dead on to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I made fun of Tonga Loa, but that's what his is like, too. Yeah, the two other guys, they're new to the paint, but that is exactly what the Gorillas of Destiny always did in New Japan. And he's like, bro, they're just putting paint on them and think it's going to work. Just stop giving takes in wrestling. Just fucking stop. You don't know what you're talking about at all.
Yeah, it's great because I like to rewatch a lot of the Dark Side of the Rings, and one of my favorite ones is the Brawl for All, just because it's basically Cornette versus Russo in that episode. And I noticed when Russo introduces himself, he's like, "I've been in the wrestling business for 30 years." I'm like, "No, you haven't. You can't just use your start date and the current date to encapsulate your time in the wrestling business. It ended in 2002, so you were in the wrestling business for what, 6 years?"
Well, hang on. He was an editor before being a writer or producer. He was a writer for like the
magazine. Yeah.
Yep. Things like that. So I'm saying like he's adding those things in there. It's like Dave Meltzer saying that he's been a part of the wrestling business. No, you've written about the wrestling business.
Right?
I can't say that you've been a part of it.
Did you see the other thing from Russo? I didn't see it here. Maybe it's further down somewhere in the notes, but
likely not. Then
apparently he, on his podcast, said that he has heard rumblings that Cena is not happy with WWE and that he's going to go to AEW. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
I thought Dave Meltzer said some dumb shit.
Right?
Vince Russo took the cake on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I read the same exact thing, and I didn't even put it in the news. I go, not even worth it.
Yeah.
That's just fucking stupid.
It's so
I'd rather,
dumb.
like, at least bringing the MFT paint thing is, like, showing how clueless he is, but
Right.
just a dumb, bold prediction saying that the rumblings, who the fuck's talking to you?
Exactly.
It's kind of like when we get to Uncle Dave. It's my exact same thing.
Dickie Dave.
After the Wrestledream pay-per-view, the next day, did you see the outrage and backlash between Amanda Huber, widowed wife of John Huber, a.k.a. Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper, and former wrestler and producer Sarah Stock?
I did.
It was just, I swear to God, it was one of those ones where you really do just do the Michael Jackson eating popcorn meme, where you're like, this is just great. I'm just going to watch these two ladies just talk shit, like, back and forth. Mm-hmm. First being like, if you, like, I can't believe, is Sarah Stock saying, I can't believe AEW's doing this. Kids are going to try this at home. And Amanda Huber chimes in and was like, it all comes down to the parenting. My kids are in bed, and this is a hypocrisy. You were the one that was choking people out on TV doing this. And she was saying, Amanda, you were ignorant to the entire business before even getting into AEW and getting in the position that you're in. She's like, well, I've been in the business for 20 years. Well, your husband was, and you were tagging along for quite some fucking time. And then TK's like, I'll throw you a dick and some coke. Which one do you want?
Jesus.
I'm not trying. I'm saying, what the fuck did Amanda Huber? He gave her a job out of straight pity. I'm
Oh,
not
of
trying to be a
course.
fucking
Of
asshole.
course.
But this is beyond Vicky Guerrero having an online or on-screen storyline with Edge and all that shit. At least Vicky could bring some shit to the table.
Right.
Just saying. So either way, it was just funny watching these two just argue back and forth, and it's like one's defending mud trash shit or mud show wrestling, as Jim Cornette talks it. And the other one is saying, kids shouldn't be watching it. Why was your kid watching this at midnight on Saturday night then? Why was your kid awake? Mm-hmm. Because that's when this thing happened.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Just don't consume. And yeah, I mean, I gotta side with Amanda a little bit because it's, yeah, you're the parent. You're the one that decides what they consume. Or maybe they're gonna go behind your back and watch this shit anyway. That shit, that's what kids do. So be it. But also,
lying,
it's up
though.
to you to at least have some idea of what media they're ingesting and to kind of set the rules straight, right? If your kid's dumb enough to,
she's lying. Don't tell me fucking -1 or whatever the fuck his name is, little Junior, wasn't up still watching that thing and being like, "This is awesome."
it was probably the spot was probably his idea.
I used to have a fish. He died. We'll get there. Recent injury news. It looks like Jacob Fatu is sidelined until well into 2026. Apparently having to do, it's a non-wrestling related issue is what we're seeing. Something I think it actually has to do medically with his
teeth or his jaw.
His mouth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably all that weird, like keeping your mouth open thing and doing the head banging thing.
The snarling, yeah.
I hope he gets a set of those Roman Reigns chiclets.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
No, he should
Get
have
that
like
new teeth smell.
No, new teeth smell. He should have the he should have them like sawed down into like fucking like fangs and shit.
Just interesting, and I'm like, it sucks because, and we're gonna get to it. He was supposed to be on SmackDown, and here I was like, they're hitting a good reset button. Let's go for Braun Breaker. Let's go for Jacob Fatu. Nope, neither. But we'll get there as well. But also in recent injury news, we talked about it last week about Clunky Ibushi breaking his leg, and then TK being like, we got to air this. He's out for 2 years. It's going to be 1 full year of at least recovery, and then another year of trying to get back in rehabbing himself to get back into the ring.
He was old when he came to AEW. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, you breaking your femur is not an easy thing. It's the strongest bone in the body. I just don't see the point here.
I disagree.
Not you.
Okay, so contract news. This is fun. You can still work for AEW and get paid. That's what Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker are doing. They got pregnant, had a kid, and they're like, well, since we're on maternity leave and paternity leave, what do you say we open a gaming cafe? And they did.
I mean, good for them.
Let them sit at home. 100% good for them. I think it's fucking awesome. And TK's still paying them, even at minimum. If he's giving them like $60,000 a year a piece, it's enough.
Yeah, no
Take
shit.
care of shit, and then you're opening your own gaming store or cafe.
Absolutely, and it's fun. It was funny just to see her normal, like her hair wasn't dyed, and she just looked like normal cool chick. It doesn't surprise me. Angela Parker does. Like Ruby doesn't. I could see her. Like if you told me Ruby Soho opened up a gaming cafe, like a board game cafe, I'll be like, that tracks. That makes total sense. Angela Parker, that one was a little weird. I'm like, doesn't really strike me as that kind of person. But hey, I guess that's the whole point. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Well, their destination unknown. It appears that Andrade did in fact have a no compete clause in his contract, and it's funny because apparently TKO has now been offering up contracts that if you are, like when you're signing, if you are fired, it goes up to a year that you can't compete.
Aye.
Which is funny because Andrade shows up on Dynamite one week and is just gone the next, and that's it. And it's, I guess, didn't read the fine print.
Well, it wasn't in Spanish.
Charlotte probably took care of it.
Pulled rank. Like, fuck you, dickhead.
Now, normally, I would be like, jack off motion. That Chris Jericho is going to come back to WWE, right? We're like, it seems like he probably won't. However, I'm going to be honest. There's been a lot of rumors and people talking about it, but for him to do his cruise, not one AEW star is on it this year.
That is weird.
Usually every year has been straight up AEW or a lot of mixture of people. Paige is there. Paige
here.
But not one AEW star. That is kind of a little bit of a writing on the wall. And that there's a chance that after this year is over, Jericho could go back to WWE, finish up, do a Hall of Fame induction, yada, yada, yada.
I would love for Jericho to show back up in WWE and get booed to hell. That would fucking be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think when we talked about this last time when the rumors first started coming out, I felt like I said, and I'm not going to go back and check, but I feel like we said that, of all the rumors that we get about people bouncing back and forth, like we could see this one happening. Like this one makes sense just because, he is a big name. He's way past his prime, and shelf life.
I think Jericho goes to WWE ever before Moxley.
I agree. Moxley is kind of shat all over WWE. Even if a lot of it was directed at Vince, I still feel like he kind of burned that bridge.
Well, plus, TK is stroking Moxley's dick ego nonstop, so Moxley can do anything he wants, and he's going to be fine in AEW for life.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, and speaking of Tony, TK's quick sniffs of the week. Jon Moxley is the Harley Race of AEW. Not my words. That's TK's words. Jon Moxley is the Harley Race of AEW. I don't remember ever Harley Race taking plastic bags and choking people out and trying to killing them, or drowning people, or bleeding every time someone just kicks him in the stomach. The Harley Race of anything is the most fucking shittiest way to shit on Harley Race in every way possible. Did Tony ever even watch a Harley Race match?
I mean, I'm sure he did. He's definitely a huge mark. We know this, so I wouldn't doubt it for a second. I'm sure he has. I think he just likes to put over his own talent at the sake of making comparisons that are just way out of nowhere. I mean, if anybody, we know he's Dick the Bruiser. That's why I got the nickname. But he's certainly not Harley Race. He can't. Moxley, again, when he first showed up, we were all excited.
I loved it. I'm not going to lie. It was awesome.
And for a while, it was good. And then we kind of saw through the bullshit and just saw that it was nothing much. It was the weird head thing and the shoulder move. And it's just he hasn't been able to make us care about anything.
I think 2 promos killed him. One was MJF doing the, I'm going to drink your blood, man. I'm going to gargle your piss, and doing the walk. The other one was when Punk was in the ring with him, and he said, I'd touch you, but I'm afraid you're just going to bleed all over me.
Yep.
I'm like, I feel like he never really recovered from those 2 things because everybody just called out everything that he is.
Yeah,
right
just
there.
that and openly blading.
Yes, well, that.
Like, not even trying to hide it anymore.
It's funny because when Wrestledream, I was scanning through it, my wife goes, he's basically looking like Triple H right now. And then Schaefer was next to him. She goes, is that Stephanie? I go, pretty much, actually. Yeah, that's what this whole thing is.
Sneffany.
And now here, let me ask you this question. When you think of AEW, 2019 in October is when they began. Who's the first name you think all the way back to then, all the way up to now? Give me some Hall of Famers. Who's going to be the very first Hall of Famer you think in AEW?
My mindset back then?
Just hang on, thinking from right now, 2025, all the way back to 2019 to now, right?
Who do
you
I...
can't just put... You're not going to put Will Ospreay in there right now.
Right. Oh, boy. Realistically, I mean...
Riho!
Yeah, no. Jesus Christ, no. I mean, I don't... That's the sad thing. I mean, the bar set low, so yeah, Riho probably would be in there. I mean, honestly, it would probably be Omega. Omega hasn't been wrestling a lot lately. So, he was one of the big names, and, he was involved a lot. I mean, honestly, you would have to put Moxley in there, I think. Again, Shenanigans aside, it should be Moxley. For the women, 100%. That's another tough one. Toni Storm has been killing it, but other than that, there's really been no consistency in that division. So, I mean, I can't think of another.
Unless you really want to look into Britt Baker and give her dues, because she was one of the original.
Right.
So, here's where I'm going with it. During a press conference, Tony Khan said that when AEW has their very first Hall of Fame induction, Samoa Joe is going to be the very first inductee.
He wrestles mostly on Ring of Honor.
But not even that. He's in trios matches. He was a world champion for like 2 months at best before passing it off. Now, look, if you want to talk longevity of career, fine, because he is your long tenured there. You didn't even say Jericho. I get you don't want to say Cody Rhodes, but not even the fucking Young Bucks. I would even give you the goddamn Young Bucks before you say Samoa Joe, which weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that he said that. But also Samoa Joe is planning, he said that this contract, what he has going on, is his final contract.
Last. Yeah.
He's done. So Tony is like, well, as soon as he retires, we're going to have a Hall of Fame. Now, I'm actually surprised he didn't put Brody Lea's name one.
Oh, yeah.
And what's crazy is Brody had like 7 fucking matches. And I don't mean that as a dick. But like he had like 7 matches in AEW. A lot of promos, but not worthy of it. Tony will throw him in there. Mm-hmm. I got to move on from that. I'm done with Tony. Done with that asshole.
Put the straw down, bro.
Uncle Dave's claims of the week. on that Andrade situation about his contract and the no-compete clause, swear to God, this is a real statement. I only bring these up because I think they're just funny to hear, and I want you all to hear them as well. I know people who know, but they won't tell me.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's almost as bad as, well, this could happen or that could happen.
No one likes me or trusts me, so I can't give you any intel.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So he rated 2 matches. He gave Konosuke Takeshita.
Hey.
And Zack Sabre Jr. from last week's King of Pro Wrestling. He gave them 5.5 stars. And gave John Cena and AJ Styles from Crown Jewel 4.75.
I mean, that's actually kind of high for him for a WWE match.
It is, but still, it's just his favoritism is just ridiculous at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moments, results from last week. NXT TV. Josh Briggs upset Matt Cardona, which was kind of big. I was kind of surprised in that completely. Obviously, why they called it an upset. The Hardys are going to be defending the tag titles against Dark State, kind of a title rematch, and it's going to be this Saturday at Halloween Havoc. Moment of the night for me. There was that exact interview was going on between the Hardys and Dark State, and then you hear a bunch of commotion and banging around, and Trick Williams has taken out Ricky Saints. And old Bottom Jaw walks over and kneels down on one knee and kind of looks over where Trick Williams is being taken away, and she's kneeling right above Ricky Saints. Busted. There's a clear picture. His eyes are just open, looking right up old Bottom Jaw's crank.
Yep,
crack.
Crank.
I want to say...
Ricky Saints had that eye for the Samoan pie.
Oh, my... I wonder what it's like to get a BJ from only one jaw moving.
You're like rubbing it in a chafing dish.
I just fucking can't. It kills me. Anyway, on Collision, I'm not going to lie. It was a really cool video promo. It was the go-home show for Wrestledream. And they had Darby Allin in like this one room, kind of like a jail cell setup where it's like a glass interface between him and someone else, and it has just like the little holes,
yeah,
filter so you can talk.
Like you're
right?
visiting somebody in jail, yeah.
Exactly. That's why I said like a jail.
Clarify.
And then Moxley came over on the other side, and they had a really cool back and forth promo. And then Pac comes in from behind Darby and chokes him out and beats the fuck out of him. It was kind of a good moment. I liked it. And then Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, they're pleading to TK why they shouldn't be tagging together.
And they just get back together?
They did, but they were forced to get back together because Jerry Lynn, of all people, told them to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Not even Scissor Daddy Gun.
That goddamn Jerry Lynn.
On SmackDown, before facing Drew, someone took out Jacob Fatu and apparently every one of his fucking teeth. Then it ended up making an impromptu WWE title match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, where Cody actually got himself basically purposely DQ'd. I think we're moving to the next PLE, maybe a Survivor Series. He'll defend the title against Drew. I'm all for it, man. Drew, take the title from him, please. Someone take the title.
Yeah, and, well, it wouldn't necessarily, I don't think, work out in this scenario. I feel like at this point, we really have to... I just feel like the Cody time is up. We need a heel turn or something. Not stop dyeing his hair, go back to like the brunette look, and just turn heel.
Hair.
You know what I mean? I feel like
remember
it's
when
time.
he came back with that dark black hair in AEW because he was filming some shit with Stephen Amell?
Right.
Motor City Machine Guns, they returned to SmackDown, got a win. Haven't seen them in a while. The Wyatts and MFTs, don't know why they're wearing face paint. They come face to face again. And in a very surprising match, I did not expect this to happen.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I expected I like the return, but I did not expect Ilya Dragunov to upset Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. there's all these different reports I'm seeing online. Sami Zayn was pushing for Dragunov to take the title because he feels it's elevated enough and Dragunov to take it to the next level. I've also been seeing reports Sami dropped it because this is his route to winning the Royal Rumble this coming 2026, beginning 2026. I'm just glad it's off Zayn. I'm fucking tired of seeing him win every week, and they call him an underdog.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while. I mean, I've been over Zayn for a while. He certainly has not been the underdog for quite some time. It was shocking that they just threw the U.S. title on him as soon as he got to SmackDown. And then fucking out of nowhere, Dragunov comes back. Like, again, that wasn't on my bingo card. It was weird. Good. Hopefully Dragunov can stay healthy and we get some good title defenses from him for a little bit till they figure out what to do with the title next. You know what I mean?
So you play bingo with SmackDown?
I do.
Oh, God. We make fun of AEW. Unfortunately.
It's too easy.
Too much. And we always like to say AEW is just pulling a WCW. And we see a lot of WCW things, and we're like, wow, it's what the AEW is doing right now, or vice versa. Well, they took after a lot of it at Wrestledream on Saturday night. I had to get a sip of Gatorade because this is just too good to fuck with. Okay. The show opened. Fireworks are going off. It's Saturday. You know what that means. Because they can't let go of that Brody Lee line still to this date. And while they're doing it, FTR and Jet Speed are all punching the fuck out of each other in the ring. The pre-show match, or the tailgate brawl as they call it, spilled over into the beginning of Wrestledream. And they did the fireworks and everything, just like Nitro would. And there was a part where the ref actually did a 3 count where Kevin Knight got the pin on Dax Harwood. 3 count. And then Dax lifts his arm. Match continues. That doesn't matter, apparently.
Yep.
And after Stokely Hathaway holds down, I believe it was Speedball's foot, FTR gets the win. So you got to watch 5 minutes of a random match that was on the pre-show. Now, should be the opening match, technically, of Wrestledream. And they called it a grudge match between Jamie Hayter and, every week I've been calling her Thelka because I actually thought the L was before the K, but the K is before the L.
Thekla.
Her name is Thekla. And Jamie Hayter defeated Thekla. It is. Surprisingly, her original spelling works. But Jamie Hayter wins that grudge match.
How is it a grudge match? Jamie Hayter came back from injury like 2 months ago, and Thekla's been there for like a month.
Exactly. WCW. Then we had a $500,000 tag team match where Jurassic Park defeated the Young Bucks. The intro for the Young Bucks, it's been that they've been losing money. And I'm sure you've been seeing it, hearing it. They had to buy seats to one of the Dynamite events and had to sit like 4 seats apart from each other with other people in the middle. They just keep losing money. The entrance was their bank account going like their shoes, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And it was like insufficient funds, and it was like negative $30 or some shit. Kind of funny. Look, as much as we hate on the Bucks, they are playing and making fun of themselves throughout this whole thing. They're like, let's shit on us. You know what I mean? Like they are taking the shit end of a lot of stuff. They haven't won titles. They haven't won matches, really. And they're making fun of, I don't know, some way of themselves. I don't know how you want to call it, because the EVP status got taken away.
Right.
I'm okay with it, is what I'm saying. Look, I'm trying to find at least a spot or two of hope where I can.
Fair enough.
Because I don't want to be people like, oh, then us, this top of wrestling, we are tribal to WWE. No, I'm tribal to wrestling, but I have to find the good where I can.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had trouble finding it in this show. By the way, I already said, I haven't said this earlier, but this show, this match right here was enough for me to say it. This entire pay-per-view was a ridiculous amount of no selling. Like, I'm saying pile driver, stand up, clothesline, pop up, pile driver, like random no selling throughout the whole night. Every fucking match. Women, men, tag, didn't fucking matter.
It's like Austin Aries.
Yeah, oh my God, fuck Austin Aries. I'm still mad at him for what he did to John Morrison. But they were in Missouri, and there's a no blood rule. How the fuck is AEW booking a place like this and not thinking about that in advance when your main event ended up being Moxley and Darby? Only a little bit of blood, and it was in Darby's mouth. So it limited AEW to have to, I don't know, wrestle and not use blood. But after the Jurassic Park wins against the Young Bucks, they're feeling bad, and they start to give money to the Bucks. And then Lance Archer and some of the other Don Callis mid-card family come in and just start beating the shit out of Jurassic Park. And the Bucks leave the ring. They're looking like, oh, should we help them? Should we not? Oh, I don't know. Kenny Omega comes out and he goes, let's go help them. And they're like, no, bro. And Omega goes and fends off like 4 guys to help Jurassic Express or Jurassic Park, whatever.
Does it look like Omega's getting a little...
juiced?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was hard to tell in the shot that I saw. It was hard to tell if he was juiced or if he was just getting a little doughy. Like, he seems like he's in shape, but his gut definitely... He seemed to be getting thicker. Let's put it that way.
Well, he's not doing much work.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Diverticulitis is a hell of a disease. The Hurt Syndicate defeated the Demand in a Tornado Trios match, which now gives them the #1 contendership to face the Ops, which is Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and No Brain Shibata. Kyle Felcher retained the TNT title against Mark Briscoe in match 5 with a buckle neckbreaker. Not going to lie, crowd was really behind this. They really wanted Briscoe to win, and there was a lot of really good spots that seemed like Mark Briscoe was going to win his first singles title in AEW. Didn't. I am going to say this. When it comes to our awards at the end of the year, sadly, I may end up having to put Kyle Felcher somewhere in our top 5 somewhere because he has become a workhorse. He's had a match every week, and giving match ratings aside from Uncle Dave, he really is putting on really good matches overall. Besides almost killing Adam Cole, I'll give him that.
Right, but that's not hard to do.
It's funny because it's true. Chris Statlander defeated Toni Storm, who was in whiteface. She came out just straight whiteface. And she beat her with Saturday Night Main Event. Or no, I'm sorry. No, it was Saturday Night Fever. That's what it was. Saturday.
Yeah, I get it.
Now imagine you're set up to do a tombstone.
Okay.
Yep. And just fall forward and just put the person on their back. That is her fucking finishing move.
That's lame. So Statlander,
horribly lame.
So Statlander basically almost goes face first into the mat herself.
Well, she puts her face down first, as Toni Storm really is the one that went like face first to the ground. But really, it's kind of it was horrible. I swear to God, it's like set for a tombstone, and she just flattens her body out.
Pull
Everybody
it up
goes
real quick here.
Saturday Night Fever. It's fucking horrible. So then after that is over, Freddie Monet shows up and starts dancing around and dressed like Selena. And we'll get into that in a moment. But she comes out and gets in Statlander's face and says, "Get out of my ring. It's my time right now." And Freddie Monet said, "We are going to have an impromptu match because whatever champion wants to come out here and defend their title against me and go title for title right now, TBS versus any championship, let's do it right now. Because we're trying to bulk up our fucking championships."
Yeah.
Interim, which is kind of like, do you even have the wherewithal to even like defend this shit?
Are you allowed to do that?
Mina Shirakawa defends the Ring of Honor TV Championship against Freddie Monet. And Freddie Balday, oh man, when she won, her wig was really wigging out or wigging off. And Freddie won, giving her 11 belts. And then calls herself Mercedes Ultimo Monet because it breaks the Ultimo Dragon streak. The 10 belts.
Yeah.
Well, Sunday night, she ended up taking one more title and ended up winning a 12th.
Have I told you lately that titles are meaningless?
If I told you lately titles are meaningless. Great jam. I love that jam.
Yeah.
But first of all, she was in Mexico the night before the AEW pay-per-view. And then for the AEW pay-per-view, she wore the same thing, where she was dressed like Selena in her final concert, which was in Texas. And if you've ever seen any footage, it's that purple kind of crisscross dress thing. Yeah, that concert took place in Texas, and that's exactly where that's exactly where Selena
got shot.
Perez was from. She lived and was from Texas. Yes, she had a Mexican heritage, but she went to Mexico wearing that, which I found funny, and then wore it the next night. Came out to Selena's music. Just fuck her. Fuck Monet in the other ear. Fuck her in the other ear.
And she's insufferable. I mean, because you can look at it at her Twitter, game, I guess, and say she's really leaning into it. She's just talking shit and put herself over, and she's really playing the heel really well. No, I think she really thinks that way about herself.
She does.
They were talking about it on one of the Cornette shows a while ago, and like you could sign up for like Monet's fan club site, and they were talking about like her website and like articles, and an article about how she got lost in the forest one. It was just fucking weird, dude. She's a weirdo, and I hate her.
More to it? It was like $100 to be her friend a month.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah. No, thank you.
Well, Ultimo Monet. Here we go. You ready? Has 12 titles. Tell me how many you've ever heard of. The TBS title, the CMLL title, Rev Bro British, the Queen of Southside, the Owen Hart title, the EWA title, Primetime title, Bestia title, Discovery title, Body Slam title, the Ring of Honor TV title, interim, and the WPW title. I've heard of 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Brodito retained their tag titles against Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. Great thing about that, he came out with the New Japan Championship, the IWGP Championship. There's a lot of tension between Okada and Konosuke at this point, and there's a part where Okada accidentally hits Takeshita and actually just smiles as he did it. They're starting to build towards it because they're both in the Don Callis mid-card family. I think they're trying to build where Konosuke may face Okada for the merged title, which turning Konosuke face. But also, just read, I should have put it in contract news. He is not only contracted to AEW, but also to DDT Pro Wrestling and New Japan. So when we say it's an AEW guy holding a New Japan championship, it's not. He's contracted. He's smart. Whoever his agent is did him right. But great thing about this match, it was a decent match. Over the last several weeks, Bandito has been trying to get Brody King to do the Macarena with him. A lot of people have joined in with him. Kenny Omega, one of them. And finally, Brody King did it during the middle of this match, but it got cut off by the heels. Kind of a funny moment. Hangnail Page retained the World Championship against Samoa Joe. After the match, all seemed good. The Ops come out just to kind of be there morally supporting Samoa Joe. Joe lifts the hand of Hangman Page and then, bam, takes out Page. And they all beat the living shit out of Hangnail, which was awesome. Great moment.
Always fun to see that.
So it was always great to see that. I saw Page did a pissed off fueled rant where he is ready. Not that Page. I saw you give the face of Page here. But
Hangman here.
But he wants another piece of Samoa Joe, so we might get another match with them. And then in the main event, Darby Allin defeated Jon Moxley in the I Quit match. Okay, here we go. We have skewers to the fingernails. Like, under the fucking fingernail. Digging and digging.
Yeah, it's a throwback to like Vietnam. They used to do bamboo shoots under the fingernails as torture.
Oh, fun.
They were probably
Great
in Le Choi.
Jon Moxley takes off Darby Allin's belt and beats him with his own belt, which was great. A lot of whipped marks on his body. Then later on, Darby gets lighter fluid and sprays it all over Jon Moxley, only for the Dick Riders to come out, give him a towel, dry him off, and help him out. Moxley digs into a bag and grabs a taser out and tases Darby Allin. And it wasn't your Mountie taser where it was piped in sounds. This was a real taser because Darby and Moxley are that fucking dumb.
Crimea River.
I'm sure you've seen it. Everybody else has seen it all over the fucking place. Claudio Castagnoli grabs Darby, lifts him up in the air, and there's some tables that are over near the entranceway ramp on that side of the ring. Looks like he's just going to pick him up and drop him there. And turns around and gets a good running start and throws him on but across the announcer's table.
I will say, I think it's very reckless. I don't think you need to do that. But goddamn, it did look pretty fucking cool.
It's Claudio and his strength, man. I fucking
Yeah.
love that shit. I'll never forget when he did that thing with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, the tornado spin with no hands. You know what I mean? Like, he's just that fucking strong to carry you. The crowd starts chanting, "You can't kill him," for Darby Allin. And then Pac and Claudio grab an aquarium, put it in the ring, grab 2 buckets of water that say AEW on it, and pour water into it. And they attempt to drown Darby Allin. And Moxley pleading, "Just quit, please, I don't want to kill you." Lights go out. And it's the ghost of Sting, basically, that showed up.
Yeah,
Really old as fuck. I'm okay with it, but like, just straight gray. I did like that he started beating everybody with the bat, and then he just broke the aquarium with the bat. And so
that was
water
pretty fucking cool.
Yep, water filled in the ring. Hands the bat to Darby, who gets a couple of good shots on Jon Moxley. Gives him a Scorpion Death Drop, and then puts him in the Scorpion Deathlock, the sharpshooter. And for what should be an I Quit match, Moxley barely says anything, and the ref calls for the bell. It was a very flat finish. It was not the way that match should have ended. There should have been a very definitive I quit, if you're asking me.
Yeah, it should have been, but it's AEW. And besides, the thing is, there's so many false finishes in AEW. Yeah. I mean, even in WWE, there's a ton of them. False finishes are just like so overly used.
False finishes, and you know what else? Someone else put this out online. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to agree to that. Can we stop doing the barricade spot? There's like 7 a year where someone gets speared through a barricade and act like it's the most
weekly on
devastating
WWE.
thing. That's my point.
Yeah, it's weekly.
Stop it. Mm-hmm. But WCW hat trick. That's what AEW did. They had a WCW hat trick with this show. Fireworks during the middle of a match. You had a grudge match. And here's a good one. This pay-per-view went 4 hours and 30 minutes. Started at 8 o'clock. Well, at midnight, what happened to all you Prime users who were watching it? It just went blank. And you missed the entire I Quit match. And well, basically, it was like you got maybe the entrances at best. And you missed all of the I Quit match. That was like Halloween Havoc 1998, where DDP and Goldberg were in the ring. They got a WCW hat trick. All right, and then to finish off results, over on Raw, Dirty Dom retains the Intercontinental Championship against Rusev using a low blow after he found the ring bell hammer, which is a great follow-up. Hometown star Maxine Dupree actually defeated Becky Lynch by countout, and I got to be honest, both these matches between Dupree and Lynch have been, the crowds are into it because people hate Becky that much that they're like, I'll take her, sure.
Why? Now, didn't they already do that, though? Didn't they already do Dupree beating her via countout?
She beat it by countout. This wasn't all, I wrote countout. I apologize. This was by DQ.
Okay.
You're right. Thank you. This was actually by DQ on Raw.
So, okay, keeping the theme going, slightly different. Okay, that works.
Paul Heyman goes to Adam Pearce, and Pearce is like, yeah, I had to talk to the graphics team. we got both Braun and Bronson off of the graphic for tonight's Battle Royal, which was set because he stripped Seth Rollins of the World Championship. It's going to be a Battle Royal. Winner faces CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. And he asked Heyman to give him a please. Heyman gives like the, sir, if you would be so kind to just think about it. And he goes, still ends up going, no. But then turns around and Becky is in Heyman's face. And he just starts pleading left and right. He's like, you got to understand with what went on and blah, blah, blah. When she grabbed Heyman by the tie and said, listen to me, you penguin-faced prick. I was like, okay, I'm taking back every negative thing I've ever said about Becky Lynch because I've been on her train the last couple of weeks, liking everything. She's gotten so much better. And she was sporting a black eye from the match with Maxine Dupree, but great moment where she was like, Seth never needed you. And he knew you were going to do this. It was good promo. Thought it was really, really, really good. For some weird reason, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, so AJ Lee, defeated the Judgment Day for the Tag Team Championship. I mean, it was their third defense in like 120 days, so thank you. It's about time. Did you happen to watch this Raw? Just curious.
I didn't. Nope.
Okay, so there's a part where Roxanne Perez is climbing the rope against Stephanie Vaquer. And Stephanie goes to push her off of the top rope. And either Perez didn't have her footing up, or I'm not sure what it was, but her foot got caught up on the top rope and went face first towards the outside of the floor. And she was likely supposed to fall into Raquel Rodriguez, but Raquel saved this girl because she was going to go down hard, and Raquel got right in there and saved her. Becoming a very, very, very big fan of Raquel every week. She's leaned into the big girl gimmick, but also the fact that that was a smart move. She saved Roxanne from like fucking dying.
Yeah.
Or at least a broken neck. And then later, Stephanie goes to jump in the ring to go jump at Raquel, slips and falls
I saw
really
that
hard.
one. Yeah.
And then I saw her limping. I'm like, oh my God. This is just a clunky setup of a match. And then Nikki Bella comes in for the save and gives a nip slip. They had to do a blackout on the screen because she adjusted her thing. You didn't even get a nip slip. She was so far away.
You can hardly see the nipples.
But I was really looking. And I think Triple H or whoever just did a quick, like, hurry up, black screen. She adjusted her shirt. I think it was a preemptive, let's just say this goes any further. Maybe I should adjust this a little more. But they just completely blacked it out to be safe. And then she had a promo backstage with Stephanie, and Stephanie's like, you have my back. And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to have your back always. This is so good. We're so good friends. Fucking hate listening and watching Nikki Bella. Hated her back in 2011. Hate her now. And then in the main event, we got Yeeting babies coming down to the ring, where Jey Uso is literally holding a baby up and still doing the yeet.
Hey, baby.
I saw the greatest TikTok video of a guy watching it, but he was like over it talking. He's like, yeet the baby, yeet the baby. Like he's holding it, like slamming it up and down. Now, in this match, the winner is going to face Punk. I want to talk about this for Saturday night's main event. Matches that we could have had for the World Championship. We took Braun Breaker out of it. For some weird reason. Crowd lost their mind as soon as he picked up the title last week. Not in this Battle Royal. But matches that were possible, Punk versus AJ Styles for the World Championship.
Would have been amazing.
Punk versus Penta for the World Championship.
Fun.
Punk versus Rusev. Punk versus Sheamus. How about Punk versus LA Knight? The promo battles that have been going on for about the last 3-4 weeks wrote itself. Nope. The worst spear in the business gets his fucking shot again. Jey Uso and CM Punk.
Okay, so
I could see Jey Uso turning heel to win the title.
Sure. Yeah, that would be the most logical thing. It's about time, because then we can stop with the yeeting babies. And
hey baby, want to yeet?
Or hey baby, what are you doing? I'm yeeting. What I would prefer to see is let's get Let's get the title on Punk, just to have a feel-good moment and enjoy it, and let Jay turn in the process. He can still turn without
but that was
winning
at
the title.
SummerSlam, and then Rollins fucked that up too.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just don't want the title on Jay, and it'll probably be like a double DQ or a schmaz or something, and neither one of them are going to win the title. That's probably what's going to happen.
They've been building towards Knight and Punk, it felt like, for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't do this tells me that the match that was originally planned was Rollins and Punk, and Rollins was probably going to fucking retain.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't put Knight in there means they're not putting it on Knight, and they were never going to put it on Punk. They're going to put this shit on Jey Uso as a heel.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right, but
and he
fingers
screws
crossed.
over his brother. Jim saves him twice in the match, only for him to throw him and LA Knight out. Good little signs for a heel turn. I really want Punk to win. Obviously, you know who I am, but we'll find out. This Saturday, it's Halloween Havoc 2025 for NXT, headlined with Ricky Saints defending the NXT title against Trick Williams. The North American title is on the line, a Day of the Dead match with Ethan Page against El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. That's a fucking mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
The North American Women's Championship is on the line. Sol Ruca. Yeah.
So here's
Sol
the thing.
Ruca.
I just saw something. Looks like Sol Ruca might be injured. She's actually going to make an announcement on NXT TV. So
correct tonight.
Yeah.
I know. So who knows if she's dropping it? But supposed to face Blake Monroe, which Mariah May.
Mm-hmm.
JC Jane's defending the women's title against Tatum Paxley, and the Hardys defend against Dark State. Haven't heard from Buster. That's a good sign. So we can go to the table.
Just bring it, bitch! Oh my God!
So last week, I told my story about my buddy meeting Mick Foley twice and getting basically denied twice. Well, I was excited that we talked about it and had a good conversation, but, the nuggets tend to flow during this conversation, and some things are a little forgettable, maybe, or I just don't hear you. I'm not sure which one I want to call it. And I texted him before editing. I was like, hey, man, on my podcast, we talked about you and your brother meeting Foley, and then also you going and re-meeting him again at Comedy to Carlson. Just want to let you know about it. He goes, bro, you got to send me the link. Absolutely. And then I'm editing. And you say, well, maybe your buddy's a twat. And then I go, well, he really wanted to meet him because my buddy died. And you go, well, I'm going to have to hold back jokes, I guess. And I go, Jesus Christ. And I was like, oh my God. So he texted me. I'm like, maybe he'll forget. He texted me, send me the link, bro, when it's ready. Motherfucker. So I said, hey, man, I got to preface something. My buddy's an asshole. Like, we try to just make each other pop and say stupid shit. And then about a half hour later, he texted me and goes, I can definitely be a twat sometimes. And I go, good. Way to roll with it, man.
I didn't say he was.
It was funny. And he said, if you guys ever need a good Macho Man impression, let me know. I'll hop on. It was cool, but it was, I laughed at that. So this past Friday night, we went to a haunted house / haunted hayride. That is less than a mile down the road from me. I looked it up and I was like, oh, this place is in town.
It's actually just Main Street in Watertown.
I'm on the outskirts. However, look at man. I get scared? No. Unless for certain things. And we're all standing in line. It's my wife, a bunch of coworkers, myself. And because every fucking husband pussied out and was like, I don't feel like going. I was the spouse. But I was like, I'm rolling with this, man. Let's go. Get a cider. Let's have some good times. The first thing we do was the hayride. And we're all just shooting the shit about what scares us, what don't. While we're hanging in line. And my wife's like,
talking about the
spooks. I was
spooks.
younger. Yeah, exactly. My point. Actually, our friend apparently calls it a spook house. So my wife is like, since I was a kid, Freddy Krueger. She goes, because it fucked with her, and she's still, like, to this date, we don't watch Nightmare on Elm Street together. Those are Mark Watts alone moves. She'll watch every fucking scary thing. She'll watch The Terrifier, watch someone get split fucking head to clit and not fucking blink an eye. But watches Freddy, and she loses her shit. So, we're talking about that, and I go, I'll be honest, man, kids. I hate kids. They scare me. I'm like, it's like the movies that like have like little kids. Not necessarily like Shining, but like
Pet
little
Sematary.
fucking, yeah, I just fucking hate kids. So we get on this hayride, and we're at the very end. We are the tail end. Her friends and us. And I'm at the very, very end. And one of the very first characters we get going is this fucking little girl. And she comes up in pigtails and gets in my face. And I go, oh my God, stop. And she just starts giggling in my face. And then goes, ah, screams in my face. Bro, I hit a limit for a minute. yeah, I see. You just mimicked like punching her. I was like, yo, holy shit. Then these other guys get up, these two real big guys, and they know that my wife is a target. She just screams naturally. So because she's screaming, they're all fucking with her. And they all must be on an intercom with each other, or like a pods or whatever, or like a what do you call it, like a radio. Yo, the girl at the very back, she's a target, no problem. Because she could not stop screaming. She had her head down and her hands on top of her head, like putting her head down. Two guys got on top of her, like not on top of her, but like stood right above her head, and both screamed at the top of her lungs, at the top of her fucking head. And I was like, holy shit, it's kind of like demented. And then this little girl hops on and just goes, I don't even know what she was singing, but she's like, and I was like, fucking kill me. This is rough. Then we get to a different section, and now it's characters. You got Leatherface, you got Jason, and you got Freddy.
Oh boy!
And he actually once she saw it, she stopped screaming at all. She's like, "If I do it, he's coming to me." And I go, "You're a fucking target. Stop." And then Art the Clown. And the best thing about Art the Clown is he always looks like he's smiling and laughing. Mm-hmm. So when Hillary was screaming, he mimicked her and was like, ah. Like, it was fucking hysterical, dude. It was great. The haunted house portion was okay, like but it wasn't as bad as this haunted house. The little girl screaming in my face nearly shit my pants, bro. It was awesome.
Crazy.
Good time. Yeah, defecating my pants is fun. All right, how was your weekend?
It sounds like a normal Saturday night. So my bring it to the table is that I also went to a haunted hayride. My story's a little bit different, though. It was so we last few years. So when we moved out to Webster, we went to one in Williamson, about 20 minutes from our house.
Been there. Right? Yep.
Did that yeah. And that was pretty good. We liked it. It was the same thing. There was a hayride, and when you get off the hayride, you go through the haunted house to exit. And then COVID happened, right? So, and then they weren't open for a while. They apparently opened up again, but we've been going to Verhulst. That's out in Spencerport. You probably know that one too. And it's been okay.
Would have been great if they did it during COVID. It was just people, like dead people going, yeah,
I know, right?
Coughing on you.
Yeah. So we found out that the one in Williamson was open again. We're like, all right, it's closer, right? It's almost half the distance. Yeah. Fuck it, it's on this side of town. Perfect. And we were going to get line jumper passes, but dude, that was like, they were like almost like $55 for the line jumper passes. I'm like, nah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So it was like $30, I think. What the fuck? They had people walk around at one point. You know, we found a spot where we could just sit on the ground, like up against one of the fences they had, and I'm on my phone, and me and my kid are on our phone. And guy with the chainsaw comes right up to us, scares the shit out of us. I'm like, you fucking asshole! And fucking Mrs. ODM's the one that motioned him over to us. So she was directly responsible for that. They also had a couple, again, like I don't want to say like little girls, but you know, teenage girls, and they were dressed as like Harlequins, right? And they had like the little horns, and they would go around and just smile creepily and honk them.
That was my issue. These girls were like 7.
Right.
They weren't like playing kids; they were kids.
Right. So when we were leaving, after we got out of the haunted house, the one came right up to Vinny and honked it, and dude, she was kicking it to him like he probably could have got her number, and he didn't. I mean, we're all busting his balls because, you know, my other son was there with his girlfriend, and they're all like, dude, you could have got her number. I'm like, yeah, but that's the thing with the face paint. You don't know what you're getting, so, you know, it could be rough. It could be rough. The hayride was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like Verhulst, you sit on the edge with your feet dangling, and you're facing out. This one, you got in, and you sat, and so that I didn't
That's what
care
this
for.
was facing in.
Yeah, I didn't
Which
think
is not bad, though, because they got on and jumped on and fucked
right,
with,
but still, this one wasn't that great. The haunted house was kind of cool just because it's dark. You don't know when somebody's gonna jump. I like kind of just the jump scare, and then you get to one part in the haunted house where it's dark and there's a creepy chick with a lantern, and the whole point is for you to follow her through the darkness because you can't see dick. So that was kind of cool. Everybody was laughing. That part was okay. Here's the pisser, though. Here's the problem. And it's a very big problem. Again, we've been doing hayrides for a while. You go, you pay, you get your ticket, and you get called up. You usually got to wait a while, but they've got several of them going at once, right? So, they tend to rotate it through. We pulled into the parking lot at 8:30. I mean, parked the car, out of the door, out, lock the car. 8:30. About not even 15 minutes to get through the line to get our tickets. Like, we had already purchased the tickets, but to get our actual numbers, right? Maybe 15 minutes, right? So we walk into the venue about 8:45. We got on the hayride at midnight.
Fuck. Yo, we waited 30 minutes, and that I thought was like a long time. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. It was fucking
3.5 hours?
Yeah, dude. It was brutal. It was brutal. And everybody else was pissed off, too. Like, I almost was going to... And here's the best part at the end. Our guide on the hayride is like, oh, and make sure you go and you leave a positive review. And I'm like, ha! Yeah, fucking positive. Right. I was about to... Dude, I was about to send an email while I was sitting there. And just be like, listen,
I don't expect... your manager?
Yeah.
Guy comes over with a giant pumpkin head.
I know, right? I was going to just send an email to him and just be like, listen, I'm not expecting an apology. I'm not expecting a discount or a refund. But just do me a favor and change the FAQ on your website to say, if you're here on the weekend, it's going to be at least a 2-hour wait. Just put that on there.
2 hours is rough, man.
Dude, holy 3.5 was worse. At that point, it's like, I just wanted this over with so I can go home.
Wow. That's too long, man. I don't like
way too
long. That long.
It certainly wasn't worth it. I mean, listen, everybody had a good time in the end. So, I just came home and guzzled as many chicken nuggets as I could and called it a morning at that point. Fuck.
Well, we did Halloween shit. Nice. Well, it's time to talk about some Monday Night Wars. We got a pay-per-view that happened, and I'm going to say exactly what you said, and this is what's going to lead us into the wars. Who would have thought Austin's first match would be such a dud? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it.
Monday Night Wars!
Men to get lost. They got lost, but unfortunately, they didn't turn their cameras off, resulting in a piece of footage that I think you'll find most enjoyable. Let's take a look right there.
So, Michael, you and your little camera crew, why don't you hit the bricks, kid?
Yeah, but I'm not done yet with it.
Eurekazoid, we said this interview's over with that moose. Get lost. Dork.
His hair. It's brutal.
Come on, guys.
See you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we're cool. Hang on. Yeah, you're clear.
All right, guys. Done a really good job so far. Though I do have to admit that last night we looked a lot better in those gold outfits than you guys did when we beat the Hardys for those tag team titles.
Yeah, look, Rick, Sparky, after tonight, after our little match, you guys can head back to New Jersey or the Sunoco station or wherever it is you came from, all right? Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys out there.
Mass confusion rules.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Busted. Wait a minute.
You guys are like so totally busted, man. Holy bustapalooza.
Strike first. Strike hard. No mercy. 2000 is the name of the pay-per-view of the Monday Night Wars. It's No Mercy 2000. A little Karate Kid reference or Cobra Kai. But it is October 22nd, 2000. I always say to you, ODM, I like to tell you where I was. I already hinted at it last week. This was at my buddy Spada's house, just us. And I remember it was just, it's kind of one of those ones, like it wasn't always a party of people. Sometimes just a couple people. And we watched this one, and we had very high hopes for a new WWF champion that night. Let's just say that. So, It was a good show. Go ahead. Or not a great show. Or not. It was an okay show. It was No Mercy. It was WWF. It was the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? There was good. There was bad. Go ahead, ODM.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. No Mercy 2000 was in Albany, New York.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up
the
with
Knickerbocker Arena.
There you go. It opens with the Dudley's Table Invitational. Basically a gauntlet match, and you put a team through a table, they get eliminated, next team comes down. Starts with Too Cool versus Lowdown, which is the D'Lo Brown and one of the guys from the Headbangers, the one that was Beaver Cleavage.
Yeah, Mosh.
Mosh, sure, we'll go with that. Let's see. Both of Lowdown go through tables at the same time. One gets powerbombed through, and D'Lo missed the frog splash and went through the table, but it was bad because you could tell D'Lo was waiting for his cue.
Yep.
And the timing was off. Taz Raven out next. Too Cool gets eliminated. Then the Dudleys. Taz gets put through a table. Our Right to Censor is the last team. We get a ref bump. Ref doesn't see Buchanan get put through the table. Goodfather hits Bubba with a chair, puts him on top of the broken table. Refs see it, calls Right to Censor the winners, but the second ref comes out to clarify. They restart the match. The Dudleys win. TNA are with Trish. They're talking about her titty popping out. We cut to a close-up, just a random close-up of Rikishi, and they just held that shot for like 10 seconds. It was uncomfortable as hell. He has a sledgehammer. He's waiting for Austin. Lita goes to the ring. We cut to TNA beating down the Acolytes. It was supposed to be a mixed tag match between TNA and Trish versus Lita and APA. Trish comes out, beats down Lita, but the Hardys make the save. Edge and Christian are with Lillian Garcia. They wanted to be in the Table Invitational.
Yes, I'm sorry. You came to a dead halt. You could at least acknowledge I raised my hand. Yeah, I raised my hand because I just wanted to say they're dabbling with Trish Stratus. Like she's doing the valet thing, but a little bit where they're trying to get her in the ring as well. Just kind of throw that out there.
Yep, they definitely are. They definitely are. Slow but steady. And honestly, we haven't seen a ton of women's wrestling during the wars. Actual women's wrestling.
Well, not really since Sable and all that stuff that was going on. But then she bounced, and
she bounced all right.
Ever since then, really not much that's been going on. You're right.
Yeah, it's been mostly just bra and panty matches, bikini matches, and shit like that. So
love it, love it. Oh,
who doesn't? Who doesn't? Oh, dip your titty.
What website? What website?
Yeah, that is terrible. That is terrible. You put it on what website? I don't know which. Yeah, but which one?
One of those ex-girlfriend websites. There's so many.
Edge and Christian are with Lillian Garcia. They said they wanted to be in the Table Invitational, and they start doing euphemisms about nuts, and says they'll be cheering on Los Conquistadores later. Now we get Jericho versus X-Pac in a cage match. Jericho locks in the walls on top of the cage. X-Pac taps, but then sends Jericho back to the mat. X-Pac goes to climb down the cage right where the door is, and Jericho opens it, which crotches X-Pac. Jericho escapes and wins. Let's see. Next, you get Right to Censor with Eddie and Foley on Heat they showed, and says that Richards and Val Venus will face Chyna and Billy Gunn tonight since Eddie is injured. So we get that match. Eddie comes in with the roses while the ref's distracted. It's loaded with a lead pipe, attacks Chyna. Right to Censor win. Triple H is with Stephanie. Steph asks again if she can be at ringside. Triple H is still against it, especially against Benoit. Good call. And Steph says, all right, fine. Well, I've got some videotape on Benoit. Might be able to help you out in your match. It's about Benoit applying the crossface. And then she says, I got business to attend to. I got to help Kurt get ready. Rikishi comes to the ring, said he spoke with Foley and said if Austin doesn't show up, Foley would raise Rikishi's hand. Rikishi cuts a promo, tells Foley, get your ass down here, raise my hand. Foley comes to the ring, and before he can say anything, Austin's music hits. I haven't mentioned recently, they did that. They kind of remixed everybody's entrance music on that one CD. They did it with Austin. It's Disturbed.
It was the Ruthless Aggression album or something like that.
It's this one is Austin's music is done by Disturbed. Hate it.
100%.
Austin comes to the ring in his pickup truck. So we get their no holds barred match. Rikishi gets busted open. Austin loads him into the bed of the truck, drives him out to like the parking lot, the parking garage, sets him up against a brick wall and backs up, and he's going to fucking ram him. He's basically going to commit vehicular manslaughter.
On TV.
On TV. Well, pay-per-view.
Well,
you know,
pay-per-view.
It's pay-per-view. You can get away with it.
People pay good money to see people die.
Exactly. Carlin
Over
does a
the
whole
edge
bit on
99.
that. So he starts heading forward, and a cop car just happens to go right in front of him. He T-bones the cop car. More cops just instantly show up, like 6 cop cars just happen to be there, and they arrest Austin. Well, at least he wasn't drinking and driving. Actually, he was drinking and driving. Never mind. Steven Regal comes to the ring, says he was looking forward to defending the title tonight. His opponent is Naked Mideon, but he talked to Foley and demanded that Mideon wrestle in proper ring gear. So Naked Mideon comes to the ring for the European title match, and it's so obvious because Mideon is wearing like the tear-off warm-up pants like they do in the NBA. Like it's so obvious, and obviously they come off. He gets naked, and they blurred it. At least on the Peacock, they blurred it.
Do you have a dick slip?
Don't know. It was blurred the whole time from the moment he took his pants off to the end. They blurred it. So I don't know. Anyway, Regal wins and retains.
2025. We've all seen a dick. We've all seen a nip. Let's just, come on, show it.
You really want to see Mideon's dick that bad? I mean, yeah, go for it. Which site?
Hang on. Have you ever seen
Mideon's dick? No.
Teen Wolf? No, the end of Teen Wolf, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, the guy with his dick out.
Fan. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the very first time I ever saw that? And this is, if he's listened, God bless it right now. To shout out to Brother Marty. One night before an open mic, we used to go out weekly, obviously for our open mic show for weeks and weeks and weeks, or forever. And I was at Brother Marty's house one night, and he's like, "Did you guys ever see this thing?" And he showed us that exact scene. I go, "How the fuck? Oh my God." I go, "How did I never see this?" I go, "I can't believe I've never seen it." He goes, "You seem really upset that you did not see that this dick was in this movie at one point." I'm like, "Oh my God." And that's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah. Saturday. We get a Kurt Angle interview where he's quote unquote interviewing The Rock, but he basically just took a Rock interview and modeled questions after it. It was pretty fucking funny.
So, okay. All right, my buddy Spada, huge Kurt Angle fan.
Okay. We
were dying during this interview. But also, it's kind of like it's a playoff of other interviews that have been done before, but Kurt made it fantastic. It was so good.
Yeah, and it's hilarious because the backgrounds are different. They were so different. Like Kurt Angle had a blue black background. Rock had a black background. So, they did that on purpose, obviously. And then they show The Rock watching it, and the best part is he turns the TV off, but the audio keeps going and then cuts off like after 2 seconds. So they fucked up the cue. It was pretty
Visually, 10 out of 10. Audio, we're going to go 7 out of 10 tonight, guys. We got to fix that shit.
Yeah, Russo's teeth were late hitting the button. Not Russo, Dunn. Kevin Kelly
Bucky Dunn.
Yeah, Bucky Dunn. Kevin Kelly's with the Conquistadores. They're facing the Hardys for the tag titles tonight, and the responses from the Conquistadores is, "Sí, señor. Dos." That's it.
Sí.
Claro.
Bueno.
So we get that match.
Olale.
Hola. La Raza. Matt takes the mask off of Edge. It's who he took the mask off of, but he had another mask on underneath. Christian hits the Unprettier, and the Conquistadors win the tag titles.
I love it.
Triple H is watching the tape Steph gave him, sees something, smiles, and walks away, so we get that. Match next, Triple H versus Benoit. We get Triple H chance at the beginning, and Triple H starts working the knee. Psychology, strategy, imagine that in a wrestling match, Triple H had a really cool reverse inverted suplex. He had Benoit like he was going to do the death drop, Scorpion death drop, but then he just suplexed him. Really cool.
just all the way over. That's a good move.
Absolutely. This is already match of the night on a fairly lackluster card to me, anyway. Benoit locks in the crippler. At this point, you could see, just like we were talking earlier, you could see how much David looked like Chris. And when he locked in that sharpshooter, it's just maybe the way his hair was, the face he was making. I don't know, man, but it was eerie. And here's the thing. When the match started, I thought Triple H was working the knee because of what he saw on the tape. But commentary never sold it. Never really went anywhere. At least I didn't catch it.
Kind of makes you wonder if it was like a miscommunication. Like
maybe
they weren't privy to what the angle was with that whole tape or whatever. But or they should have at least alluded to, is this what was on the tape?
Right.
Something.
Even if they guessed. Then Stephanie runs to the ring because that dumb bitch just doesn't listen. She slaps Benoit. Bad move. Triple H hits a low blow while Steph distracts the ref. Pedigree. Triple H wins. This was a really solid match. I didn't care for the finish. I would have preferred for just a clean win for one of them. But still, solid match. I'd say it was match of the night.
If Stephanie knew in 2007 what she knew then, she definitely wouldn't have slapped him.
She definitely wouldn't have slapped him. She would have locked up all the Bibles, too. We cut to Edge and Christian celebrating with Los Conquistadores. Hilarious. And they say, we got champagne for us and Coronas for you. Muchachos. Chewbacca's.
Chewbacca's.
And they bring up that they have a tag title match against the Conquistadors on Raw.
This racism is killing me.
It is killing me. So you get your main event. It's Kurt Angle with Stephanie versus The Rock for the world title. No DQ. As opposed to a WCW pay-per-view where the main event gets about 6 minutes, this got about a half an hour.
It did.
We see The Rock use the sharpshooter. Angle hit an overhead belly-to-belly. Barely got The Rock over. Or The Rock barely got over. Almost landed on his fucking head. Not that this match qualifies, but just watching Angle work, and I know I've said this a ton, especially over the last 4 weeks. How does Kurt Angle not have any 5-star matches?
Believe me, I have my own tally of 5-star matches. He's got some, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like Angle got cut over his left eye. I didn't see how. Stephanie comes in the ring, taunts The Rock. Rock hits a rock bottom to Stephanie. Angle blocks the people's elbow. Triple H comes to the ring. He lays punches to Angle, tosses him out of the ring, and then pedigrees The Rock. Carries Stephanie away. Then Rikishi comes to the ring. His head is bandaged, and his face is still crusted with all that dry blood.
I like that they used to do that back in the day. No, don't shower.
Yeah, don't shower. Nope, leave
Keep
it there.
Keep the crusty shit on your head until, in case later you're needed.
Interferes. Then Angle hits an angle slam on Rikishi, then to Rock, and Kurt Angle wins the fucking world title. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And, it's a pretty quick start from a guy who went from Olympic wrestling, never been in a professional wrestling setting up until just joining in 98, 99, or, getting trained. And here he is, your champ. It was awesome. Loved it. And like I said, my boy Spada and I loved watching it. I still remember just both of us popping because we're like, I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I was like, nah, it's not happening. I remember telling him, I'm like, you're going to be disappointed. And fucking Kurt Angle won.
Yeah.
I was all for it. It was awesome.
Good shit.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alexa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Odessa!
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
He what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Even local news and pop culture.
Anita, what them boys up to across the street?
They are just playing.
They what now?
They are just playing.
You say they just playing now?
Yes, they are just playing.
I don't know about that.
Pair it to smart devices like your thermostat.
Alessandra, turn the heat up.
The room is already 100 degrees.
Are you trying to kill me, Alize?
The new Amazon Echo Silver plays all the music they loved when they were young.
Angela, play black jazz.
Playing, jazz.
It also has a quick scan feature to help them find things.
Emilia, where did I put the phone?
The phone is in your right hand.
And it has an feature for long rambling stories.
So then I gave him $5, and he said I only gave him $1. I said, I know I gave you a $5. Because I only had a 5 and a 1 on me. And this is the $1 right here. So, I mean, you tell me who's crazy.
Amazon Echo Silver. Get yours today. I said get yours today.
To order Amazon Echo Silver, send a check or money order to Amazon.com right now.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
All right, moving on to Raw. Obviously, October 23rd, 2000. Raw's in Hartford. We open the show with a tribute to Rodney Anoa'i, who you better know as Yokozuna.
Again, it's one of those, I remember it. That one gutted me, man. I was like, fuck. I'm like, but then it's also like, no shit, obviously. I mean, how big he was.
You saw I mean? Heroes of Wrestling. They had to fucking change the finish to a match because he couldn't do anything.
Exactly. But still sucks because that was a big heel for my childhood. I liked Yokozuna. But yeah, it's a sad one.
Yeah, I remember Cornette telling the story about how they, when he was still wrestling, they sent him to a fat farm. I am not trying to be funny by calling it that.
No, it's
But
100%.
But they talked about how he fucking gained weight when he was there. It's a great story if you want to hear. Oh, I gotta, sidetrack. When we're done, I gotta ask you a question, and I gotta make a note of this because I thought I heard it on Cornette once. I thought I heard him reference it. I'm just making a note. I'm sorry. We're off the rails.
I'll start
here.
prefacing everything. This is in Hartford, Connecticut. It's a Monday Night Raw.
I said that already.
October 23rd. I'm only repeating the things he's already said.
All right.
Take it away, ODM.
Take it away. Cake him away, boys. Rikishi comes to the ring, who is actually first cousin to Yokozuna. Doesn't call it out, stays in character, stays with the program, calls out Austin. He says, but Austin's not here. He's trying to make bail. He says, I wasn't trying to hurt The Rock. I was there to help. We lost the battle, but we'll win the war. And wants Rock to come to the ring so he can say something to his face. Rock does come to the ring. Rikishi apologizes. Rock says, I want nothing to do with your apology or you. And Rock tells Rikishi to walk up the ramp so I'll never see you again. And Rikishi says, I'll always be there for you, Rock. And Rock answers with a rock bottom. Foley's in his office. It looks like he's just like an equipment cage this week. With Lita and Trish. They have a bra and panties match tonight for the title, and Foley says, I'm surprised you're going to put up the title in a bra and panties match. And he says, no TNA, and he goes, well, obviously, I mean Test and Albert. No TNA allowed in this match, and no Hardys either. So we get our bra and panties match for the women's title. Which is hilarious because Trish is already in panties.
Yep.
So, okay,
Unless
fine.
she's wearing the jacket on her way to the ring and the hat. Other than that, yes. I do want to say, it's funny, everybody's always like, man, the rivalry between Trish Stratus and Lita. Go ahead and look at their first match, dickhead.
Yeah, there you go. Lita hits a Rana, and Trish gets spiked on her head. So apparently Trish actually has a thong on underneath her underwear. Lita wins. Right to Censor come out, and I ever tell you how much I love Lita?
Like when right to the booty go.
Yeah. Hey, man. Trish has got a never Right to Censor just run down the match, and they intro their newest member, which is Ivory.
which only made her hotter. It's like the mean school teacher that you're like, oh yeah,
you got a thing for Amish women too?
I lived a lot up in
the
North Country, man. You know how much you had to dodge piles of shit in the road with the horses?
I worked in a hospital for a long time. That's why I have a MILF thing. You know, it's hard to get away from.
I got a thing for the morgue.
Ew. Okay, Ed Gein. Cole's with Los Conquistadors and is interviewing him. Basically, La Raza. Basically going over I know it's you, Edge and Christian, and then Edge and Christian walk in. They're watching the commentary. Says they have a camera in the parking lot. They're waiting for Austin to arrive. And the best part is, I don't know if this was planned or not because they never did anything with this. We just see a Chrysler station wagon just pulling into the arena. Like, well, we're pretty sure that's not Austin. And they just never talk about it again.
I'm sorry. Am I in the wrong spot?
Like, hey, asshole, get out of our shot. Next, you get Benoit versus Road Dogg. Benoit gets a pre-match
You
promo.
may think it's whatever, but once you get it out on the road, what is it, National Lampoons?
The Family Truckster. Metallic
Yeah, the
P.
Family Truckster.
Yeah. Benoit says talent is pointless in WWF. Determination is useless. Being the best technical wrestler in the world doesn't mean one damn thing. Look at Triple H. You didn't beat me. The only game that won was you getting help from your bitch of a wife. And then Benoit wins. And Malenko just randomly comes out and high-fives him.
We used to be friends, remember?
Yay! Well, they're about to be friends again.
Radicals. Let's get it back together.
Coachman's with Triple H, cuts a promo on Benoit, reacts to Angle winning the title with Stephanie's assistance. And he told Angle if anything happens to Steph, it would be his ass, so now I'm going to hurt Angle. And if Rock puts his hands on my wife again, I'm going to put my hands on The Rock. We see Crash Holly on the phone with APA from their quote-unquote hideout or, hangout.
Office.
Yeah, office. And Test and Albert show up, and they call him Elroy, and they carry him out. Here's probably my favorite part of the Wars. Jericho is with some rando at catering. They're getting coffee, and he asks this random guy, hey, have you heard the advance of the new Fozzy album?
Holy shit. He was hawking his band back then.
He says apparently they're playing on Heat. So I actually looked this up. It was their first album. It was mostly covers. They were all under pseudonyms, so it wasn't their real names. And they had a gimmick. And the gimmick was that they had been playing in Japan for over 20 years, and they come back to America and find out everybody's been stealing their songs.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's really not the worst.
It's some Spinal Tap type bullshit.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. They just ripped off Spinal Tap pretty much. He turns around, he spills coffee on Kane. Kane gets pissed off and flips the table.
Yep.
Let's see. Next you get Regal versus Jericho. Aw, shit. For the European title. Jericho calls Regal Uptight Willie. Which is pretty good. Kane shows up. It's a DQ. TNA are back in APA's office. They're trying to come up with names for their own protection agency. Limo arrives. It's Stephanie with Angle. The paparazzi are there. They go to the ring. Confetti and balloons fall, so you hear balloons popping for the next 5 minutes of this promo. Angle shows footage of his accolades over the last year. Him winning the European title, him winning the IC title, now him winning the world title. He starts reading a poem he wrote. Foley interrupts. Foley hugs Angle, fake cries, hams it up, and says, your first title defense is going to be tonight in a triple threat match against Triple H and The Rock. Have a nice day. Chyna arrives to the arena looking pretty damn good. Nice outfit on, her hair did, everything, looked like $1 million.
Yeah, before the roast beef curtains became what they were.
Asks the production assistant where Eddie is, walks in, sees that the hoes are there, and they apologize. She's like, I ain't mad, you did me a favor. She closes the door and beats the shit out of him.
Too Cool versus Raven and Taz. Raven breaks up the worm. Taz gets the pin. Edge and Christian are trying on sunglasses for tonight. Pete Gas comes in, says Foley wants to see Edge and Christian. We come back from break. Edge walks in and goes, Foley didn't want to see us. And we see Christian's been put through a table by the Dudleys. Christian says, we got to postpone our tag title match. And Edge goes, it's against Los Conquistadors. I can take care of it. Let's see. Mr. Ass with China versus Val Venus. Mr. Ass wins. Triple H is with Stephanie. Steph says she should be with Kurt tonight. And Triple H says, don't call Angle the champ. And Stephanie says, well, I really want to be in your corner, Triple H. And Triple H is only concerned about her safety. So next we get Edge versus Los Conquistadors for the tag titles, and Los Conquistadors win. And JR goes, Arriba, I reckon.
Arriba. Hola, folks.
Conquistadors go to the top of the ramp. They unmask. It's the Hardys. And Foley comes out and says, how can you be the Conquistadors if you faced them last night? We get footage. Cameraman caught Edge and Christian openly admitting it. And says, you know what? I'm going to allow Edge and Christian's title victory at No Mercy to stand. But I'm also going to let the Hardys win tonight stand as well. So Hardys are the tag champs.
Attitude Era.
There's a long way to go around your elbow to wind your watch. Or whatever they say. Main event is Triple H versus The Rock versus Kurt Angle for the world title. Triple H gets hit by the ring bell. A stretcher comes to the ring, starts to stretcher him to the back. But Triple H returns. Angle uses the title on Triple H, then The Rock. Rikishi in, again, goes after Angle, and then they call it a DQ. I don't know why. It's a triple threat match. Shouldn't be a DQ. But that's fine. Especially after Hebner already watched Angle hit both guys with the title.
Right.
So, sure. Austin comes to the ring, lariat to Angle on the way, goes after Rikishi, and then Austin hits a stunner to Angle. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks.
On a Nitro.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
Life's special moments are meant to be enjoyed, not spent worrying about your irritable bowel syndrome.
I'll be right back.
But Ryan's solo is coming up.
It can strike at any time, robbing you of life's special moments. But now there's help with Tremfalta. Tremfalta is a once-daily pill that helps control your IBS instead of it controlling you, so you can enjoy more of life's special moments.
Oh my God! Who did this? Oh, it's everywhere. On the wall. Ugh.
Tremfalta works by slowing your body's digestive process, decreasing the intensity and volatility of bowel movements, so you can get back to what really matters.
Oh. What'd I tell you?
Because some of life's moments are too important to miss.
Stop the concert! Kids, I'm sorry. Someone has done something very, very bad in the bathroom. Something very disrespectful. Who did this filth?
Didn't you shut the
Consult your doctor before use. Side effects may include...
Something is wrong with you, you sick son of a bitch.
Side effects may include...
You just lit up the toilet. You just lit the whole damn thing up.
Side effects...
I have kids. Oh, damn.
Never miss a special moment again.
If you say anything, I will destroy your life. What?
Wait for Mom.
With Tremfalta.
I think we got a star on our hands.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Please be a title change. Please be a title change.
Yeah, you'll probably be disappointed. You will anyway. It's Nitro. It's the Go Home show. It's in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's the Go Home show for Halloween Havoc. We open up with the perfect event with Nash versus the Harris brothers. Nash is still mediating. He's wearing a Hey Yo t-shirt. He joins commentary. Harris brothers wins. Nash confronts the perfect event, and Stasiak actually bows up to Nash. Nash goozles him, shovels him into the corner. Nash goes back to commentary, puts on the headset, and says Stasiak is going to learn tough love tonight. The Broad is with Mike Sanders. Sanders has his match against Cat at Halloween Havoc, and it's going to be a kickboxing match. That's great. Gene's in the ring, calls Booker to the ring, and the best part is they start playing Booker's music before Gene finishes his intro. So you know Gene was pissed off about that one. I love Booker's shirt. I couldn't fucking wear it, but it looks good. I like it. And Booker says, I want to talk. Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. It says he wants to talk about his last 3 months as champ. Not consecutively, obviously, because Steiner comes out with Medeja, and he's basically making fun of Booker, talking all that jive. Your mom's on welfare, she's a hooker, et cetera, et cetera. And then he says, I need an Ebonics handbook to understand your ass. That's where that text generated
really
from.
Not his first time dealing with racism by the time he gets to WrestleMania 19 with Triple H.
There you go. I'm sure he's seen it a lot. They brawl. Jarrett comes in.
Well, I didn't mean like that was the only 2 times in life. I meant more. Never mind.
I got
let's
you.
On
TV at least. Yep. Jarrett and Steiner beat down Booker. Stevie Ray sounds like he's going to leave commentary to make the save, but then Sting comes out, and then the whole roster just comes out to the ring, and everybody starts kung fu fighting. Mike Sanders versus one of the Young Dragons. Sanders is wearing headgear. It's a boxing match. Sanders wets his gloves to weigh them down. Commentary can't even come to an agreement on why he's getting his gloves wet.
I mean, if you did it in the inside, maybe.
Yeah, no, it was just on the
outside,
outside.
You're just making him slippery.
Yeah.
Slippy.
So, yeah, no, this was terrible. He faces all 3 of the Young Dragons. Then the valet comes in, kicks Sanders in the balls, but he has a cup on. And then Miss Joan comes out and cat jumps Sanders. Somebody call my mama. Chronic come to the ring. They cut a promo on Goldberg because they're facing Goldberg in a handicap match at Halloween Havoc. Then they call out 3 count because apparently Chronic hired them to face Goldberg 3-on-1, and Chronic says F it and faces 3 count 3-on-2 and squashes him. Sure. The Broad is with Nash. Nash is talking about Stasiak. He goes, unlike this company, I don't give up on people that easy. And then he quotes the Last Temptation of Christ. And says, you'll get your head in the game, Stasiak, or you're going to leave without it. Mentions Scott Hall, and he says that Scott Hall just had a birthday and just got his walking papers.
Jesus.
Didn't look that up, but at this point, Nash is, shooting most of the time anyway. And he says the Outsiders will run again. Then MIA come to the ring as Team Canada. Great. Nash and Natural Born Thrillers come to the ring. Nash talks about himself and Hall walking into WCW. Tells Stasiak, we exemplified what a team was. Both work and shoot. And for some reason, you don't want to be a part of this. So you want to be alone? Tonight, you stand alone. Goldberg comes out, squashes Stasiak. Goldberg's 12-0. Boogie Nights come to the ring. Long-winded promo from Dick Nuts about who let the dogs out. He just fucking went on this rant. Ooh. I don't fucking know. Ooh. Boogie Nights is facing Jindrak and O'Hare for like the 3rd week in a row, and they're facing each other in a triple threat at Halloween Havoc. Actually, tonight's not the tag match. It's Jindrak versus Kidman versus Wright. Kidman wins with an unprettier. Apparently, Kidman's back with the Filthy Animals. Next, you get Crowbar versus Vampiro. He's back. They brawl at the top of the ramp. Crowbar gets put through a table. Robinson calls the match. And Vampiro cuts a promo on Mike Awesome for putting him through a table like a year ago. And says it's personal. So they're going to be facing each other at Halloween Havoc.
I never forgot, man.
Never forgot. Conan to the ring with Tigress. Calls Douglas and Tori out to the ring. They come out. Shane Douglas's arm is in a sling again. And Conan and Douglas have a match anyway, and Douglas wins. Main event, it's Steiner versus Awesome. Steiner comes out with a tiger, because why the fuck not? Steiner cuts a promo pre-match. Booker comes out as the match starts and joins commentary. Steiner wins with the Steiner recliner, and that's it. Good night, folks. He literally wins and they go off the air. That's it.
Most non-WCW ending show of all time.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, maybe things will get better at this next pay-per-view. We can only hope.
Yeah. It's notoriously one of the worst pay-per-views of all time.
Well, they don't have good wrestling psychology. And my friend, that is what I like to call a segue.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for...
Best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. Hold 2, arm bar.
Sodas rule.
Yeah, they do.
Hold 3, the moss covered, 3-handle family gradunzel.
It's me, Austin!
Just when they think they ain't got the answers, I change the questions.
I did it for The Rock.
This week's top topic.
You know something, Mean Gene?
John Cena. Wrestling's not fake.
The Rolex wearing what? Diamond ring wearing what? Kid stealing, woo! Wheeling dealing, what? Limousine riding, what? Jet flying, what? Son of a gun, woo!
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
If you smell.
The following ranking order and final decisions are a completely bias-based order, based off The Professor and ODM made it. And as always, they like to let you know they have not worked in the business, but have been lifelong invested fans much like you, our listeners. With not only their opinions involved, but with countless amount of hours of research done each week, they make sure to provide proper facts and history to back it up. However, they do know that your opinion may vary from theirs. If there is anything you want to chat about, bring to their attention. If there is something they missed or forgot, or you just want to let them know they are out of their freaking minds, feel free to shoot them a message on Facebook or Twitter, or email them at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com. As always, they do appreciate all feedback and continued support. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that you do see the best of the best before you die. And now, this week's top topic.
5 matches, 4 that really matter, but 5 matches, singles matches between John Cena and AJ Styles. Each one honestly just became better than the next. Better than the last is what I meant. And I use the words wrestling psychology because 2 out of their 4 main matches never left the ring. How many matches can you even say do that anymore? Do any matches do that anymore? Like I guarantee every match I watch right now, definitely one person goes outside the ring at least once because someone has to do a tope suicida or some stupid shit.
Right.
So
yeah, Cornette was reviewing their match at Crown Jewel. And he said, it was his favorite of the night, but he wasn't, I don't think he was thrilled about, just all the callbacks and everything.
Tributes.
But I don't think he mentioned that, which I was very surprised at. I thought he would have called out that match never went to the floor, stayed in the ring.
They did. And that's, which is a callback to the third in their original trilogy. So going back to 2016, AJ Styles, number 3 in the Royal Rumble. As soon as that music hit and everybody realized, when it said phenomenal, everybody lost their minds. It's funny because his first match was, I believe it was Shane McMahon, wasn't it? At WrestleMania? Or no, maybe Jericho, then Shane McMahon the following year. He didn't have a great track record in the very first couple of years. But it was Money in the Bank 2016 where he finally got in John Cena's face, and AJ Styles basically became heel and faced John Cena at Money in the Bank and defeated him. And that first match not only just set a precedent with their feud, but it showed the 2 different styles. I mean, both guys, if you go back, TNA started in 2002. AJ was going a little bit, obviously, before that. Cena, part of the WWE system, but both of them really getting their breakout years in 2002 and meeting each other in 2016 for the first time at Money in the Bank. And Styles came away with the win in a really good classic match.
Mm-hmm. Styles' first match was Jericho.
It was Jericho, okay. But then it was Shane McMahon. It was like, where the fuck are we going with AJ Styles?
I know, right? Ellsworth.
Their second match just got better. It was that SummerSlam 2016 where, man, that was Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar busting open Randy Orton. It was a big show.
That was a solid show right there.
It was. And this match rivaled every match on that entire card.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys went at it only just a couple months after the Money in the Bank match, and Styles went up 2-0 on John Cena. Clean victories, too. No chicanery, no bullshit, not DQs or anybody interfering. It was just them two. And then they, were away from each other for quite some time. They did actually face off in the match. It was John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and AJ Styles at aptly named No Mercy, which is funny after we did that the No Mercy earlier. It was that No Mercy pay-per-view in 2016 where AJ Styles won the championship. Or wait, did Dean win it first and then Styles won it? I think Styles. Either way, it doesn't matter.
That's the one where Ellsworth got involved, and I don't even remember.
Yeah, a little bit, yes. However, Styles does have the championship, and heading into Royal Rumble in 2017, this is their best match.
Agreed.
Out of every match that we are talking about here, this is the one that 100% didn't go to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it was the Royal Rumble. You don't have a whole lot to do to have to steal the show because the Rumble is what the Rumble is.
Right.
And everything else that's around it are matches. But, hey, Angle and Benoit killed it at that Royal Rumble in 2003. It stole the show. And these guys did it right here in 2017. And Cena won the title from AJ Styles. And this was heading into... this is the year that, right after this, Bray Wyatt wins the championship. And then you have John Cena fought with Miz at WrestleMania, Fiend up against Randy Orton, Styles. Christ, I don't even remember what he did.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But the beginning of this year, right here, was Styles and Cena delivering an absolute classic at Royal Rumble. God damn, who did Styles face at that?
Which Mania was that?
33. WrestleMania 33. AJ Styles would have faced... Oh, duh. We already talked about it. This was Shane McMahon. This guy went from having the World Championship, and they put him up against Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33. In what was, I believe, the fucking opening match of the card, too, which is even worse.
Yeah, it's not listed. Actually, it might be, because these might be pre-show. Yeah, so they did open the show, yes.
World champion in the beginning of the year to opening the show at WrestleMania. Just, they didn't do the best workings with AJ Styles, I feel. But when he did get in with Cena, like I said, they had good matches. It was just wrestling psychology 101. They did face off in 2018 in SmackDown, or on SmackDown. John Cena defeated AJ Styles. This was en route to him trying to become a number one contender. They were having a tournament at the time. But that match actually made them 2-2. So Crown Jewel last week was the tiebreaker. So not only did Cena win the tiebreaker between him and Styles, also got his 100th pay-per-view win, or play. And we could go on and on about how it's just two different styles when it comes to, no pun intended, with AJ and Cena, but it is two totally different working styles, but when they come together, it just gels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you wouldn't think that their styles mesh up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You would think there would be a weird clash, and it would be like these are the matches that Cena started pulling out fucking Canadian destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he started doing things that you're like, whoa, you have more than 5 moves? Get the fuck out of here. But he upped his game against Cena, or against AJ Styles. So yeah, you're right. These are styles that shouldn't mesh together, but they just did very well. And not a bad match, really, between them at all, ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's just a credit to the testament, a credit to both of their testament. Because I think we always talk about Cena, not necessarily being the best, technician, the best in-ring worker, just being more of a character, somebody that's going to sell merch and, get over with the fans.
But he's an in-ring storyteller.
But yes. In Styles, I think it just goes to show what a technician he is, and how he can really just he can work a match with probably anybody.
100%.
You know what I mean?
He's tagging with Dragon Lee, and all of a sudden is a tag champ with him. I don't get it, but sure, why not? Oh my God!
I'll walk away.
This hasn't been recording. I'm fucking with you.
I know you are.
It's been a really good show this week. Nah, you didn't know. You didn't know. You had no fucking clue. You know what that is? That's podcast psychology, bitch. All right, next week we'll be back. You know what I'm excited to talk about is my wife and I just recently watched the documentary. It's called AKA Charlie Sheen, the 2-episode thing on Netflix. Great thing. Episode number 2 is called Part 2. Fucking just great. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Like, good for you guys. But that being said, we're going to be talking about a movie with him and his brother, Emilio, which, by the way, apparently, go ahead, say his name for me.
Emilio Estevez.
Yep. We Americanize shit because apparently it's
Estevez?
Yeah. They're like Emilio Estevez or Charlie Estevez or Carlos. But either way, yeah, Men at Work. Emilio and Charlie, one of their movies together. Yep, the golf clap. Yep, I like that. They did, obviously, Young Guns together, but Men at Work is a classic to me. Rent-A-Cops. I hate Rent-A-Cops.
Yeah. one of Weezy and my favorite lines, the two goons are sitting in the car, and the one guy's listening to, like, opera or something, and the other guy's like, who the hell likes this kind of music? He goes, your mother likes that kind of music, okay?
It's the best fucking comeback. Your mother, okay? That's who. Oh, shit. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about that one. Just two trash dump truck guys that are,
the exploding poo bags in the locker room.
Oh, that's right. Also, the one guy that saw Chainsaw in summer school, he's the pizza guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
fucking amazing.
And then you got the Nixon masks. We're gonna break it all down. I'm excited about this.
I'm gonna go watch it right after this. I think.
Dude, I'm excited about it. I actually already have it queued up for today. I'm excited for it. So we'll be back next week. We are the Top of Wrestling Podcast. Next week we'll be talking about anything fun that could have been happened from NXT Halloween Havoc. But it's the good news is that really no pay-per-views in real life. But we got Halloween Havoc in 2000. That shouldn't be a shit show.
Yeah.
I'm the Professor. I bid you a farewell. He's ODM. He's got thoughts that he bids you right now.
Thanks, Professor. Man, it is going to be a crazy weekend because like you said, we do have Halloween Havoc 2000 on top of Raw Nitro. I am actually heading down to North Carolina on Thursday. I'm going to see my brother and his family, so it's going to be very cool. But there's something interesting that I didn't think about, and this was kind of just my brother gave me a few dates. I went with this one. He lives in Durham, North Carolina. Guess who's going to be in town? Not in Durham, but in North Carolina on Sunday.
AEW?
The Bills. They're playing Carolina on Sunday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not on speaking terms with the Bills over the last couple of weeks.
The silent treatment? Yeah. I doubt we're going to end up going to the game. But it'll be cool just to watch a Bills game with my brother. That's something we obviously don't get to do much these days. So it'll be fun. But the Wars is going to be a little bit rough just because, like I said, I'm not going to get back until like Monday afternoon. So maybe I'll have some downtime. I'll have my laptop with me, so maybe I can sneak a couple in there.
If you need to.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Actually, you know what? That would be a nice change of pace. I'll have you do the Wars, and I'll interrupt you every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that sounds fucking fun. Go Bills.
This show sucks.
Gotta stop saying it. People are
The Top of Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by The Top of Wrestling Podcast. Your hosts are the Professor Mark Fantasia and ODM The Doc Joe Rizzo. Feel free to reach out to the show by email at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com, on their Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. You can listen to the show on most popular platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music, Pandora, and YouTube. Without your continued support, it would be just some guys talking wrestling, which is pretty much what it is anyway. Good night, folks.
This will make you laugh. The other day I was at I stopped at the gas station. I was like, we had a long day. We were going to be going and getting the RV and bringing it to this house so we can unload everything. I was like, I'm going to go grab a 5-hour. It's been a minute. I'll have one of those. I honestly cut them pretty much completely out of my life, but do them every now and then if I'm feeling like a little perk up. And I go in, and this guy's standing there drinking what looks like coffee or whatever. Older guy. Backs up, and then the cashier with absolutely zero teeth goes, how can I help you? And I was like, just grabbing one of these. I grab a grape 5-hour, put it up at the counter. The guy goes, those things are absolutely bad for your health. And I go, what the fuck?
So is meth.
Right, but I was like, the fuck? Why does anybody have to, like, you know what I mean? I go,
right.
Yeah. You know, a lot of things in life are, and I turn back and look, and he is sipping a fucking Red Bull. He did it to fuck with me. And out loud, I go, you motherfucker. And he laughed really hard.
That's awesome.
I go, that was good. Good for you. I said, he goes, I saw you get mad. I was like, yeah, you don't even know what was about to be said.
Yeah, no tooth having motherfucker.
Well, I was like, who the fuck are you? And he even goes, what are you, my doctor? And I go, or my wife? Like,
that's fucking
you're
hilarious.
not gonna tell me what to do. So it was just, man, they got me, and I blood was starting to boil.
There, I had thought about you got a 2-parter for your bring it to the table.
It's just one quick thing where I'm saying about last week's thing.
Okay, because I could technically make mine a 2-parter, or I could just do it now before the show and use it as like a hidden track if you want. Just a real quick story.
Go for it.
So over the weekend we did some house cleaning, just thorough cleaning of the kitchen, the bathroom, some other shit, and part of the bathroom, Miss ODM had gotten new mats, a new shower curtain, and a new thing for the shower. It's one of those poles you put in the corner of the shower, and it's got the baskets to put all your shit in, right? We used to have one that hung over the shower head, right? She didn't like that one, so she wanted the corner one, so she gets the corner one, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to put this thing in. And I'm asking her, like, where do you want it? Like, what do you want? So I fucking finally figure it out, put it together, and I put it in the corner. And she's like, well, why is it there? I was like, I asked you if you wanted it anywhere in particular. You said you didn't care. Now I got to fucking take it down, and I got to fucking move it over here. And I'm like, okay.
So apparently you do care.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. Like, how do you want the baskets arranged? I'm like, there's 4 things. There's 4 shelves, right? And you can slide them up and down. You can put them however you want to stagger them. There's the flat one. Where do you want that? And she's like, I don't care. So knowing how OCD she is, I measured the length of the pole, and I spaced them perfectly apart from each other just to satisfy. And I figured I'd put the flat one at the top because I'm taller. I can put my shit there, and it's not a big deal. Put it all together. Why'd you put the flat one at the top? You motherfucker! I just asked you and you said nothing! Why's the flat one at the top? God damn it! Why are they so why is that one so high up? God fucking damn it. I said, I'm done. I said, you want to fix it,
I hand off the measuring tape and you go, you know what? It's you.
Yeah. I did. I walked away. I said, it's staying like that. You want to change it. I'm done.
You know what's funny is, well, all right, while living here and moving into this new place, we've got a lot of new things, new shelving, a new like TV stand, and it's those things that take hours to put together.
Right.
And fuck, this one board got put on backwards, now I got to go back 17 steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of shit. And I was like, I got this one. And she was like, you better fucking get it right. And I put like the back on backwards or something like that, and we had to adjust or whatever. And then the funniest thing is with this bookshelf, I'm trying to put a nail in. Fucking, you know how thin the back end of the bookshelves are? Like those, like,
yeah, it's like
the thinnest cardboard type thing. And I put a hammer right through the fucking thing.
Well, at least you can put some books in front of it so you can't see it.
That's what we did. They're right to my side right here.